A very good morning, children. In today's lesson, we'll be doing the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. Before we start with the analysis of the poem, we have to know our poet well. So you all know that Rabindranath Tagore was the great Indian poet. He was born on 7th of May 1861 in Kolkata. He was not just a poet, he was a polymath. A polymath is a person with extraordinarily broad, comprehensive knowledge. He was a painter, and he was an artist, and he was a musician too. Where the Mind is Without Fear is one of the best poems in the anthology called Gitanjali, which was published in the year 1912 and won the prestigious Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. Now, anthology means a collection of literary works like short stories or poetries. He was sometimes referred as the BOD of Bengal. The term BOD means a professional poet or a writer or a singer. So he was termed as the BOD of Bengal, like William Shakespeare was called the BOD of Avon. So we now move on to the analysis of the poem. So when this poem was composed, India was under the clutch of the British rule, where freedom was like daydreaming. Okay, there were certain facilities which only the Britishers used to get. The Indians didn't get all of those. So they were deprived in many ways. And it was at that time that Rabindranath Tagore wrote this poetry. The poem is written in a form of a prayer to God. And in the poem, he urges God to awake his countrymen to realize the essential need to live in a free and united country. He wants his countrymen to awake and enjoy the life of full dignity and honor. So let's read the poem once, okay? Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habits, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that haven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. In the first two lines, the poet prays to God that his countrymen should be fearless. They should be free of any kind of fear or of any kind of forced compulsion. He wants his people to have his heads held high in dignity. He also dreams of a nation where knowledge would be free. Okay, education should not be restricted to the upper class. Children should learn freely from nature, and they should not be forced to memorize some predetermined lesson. In the next line, the poet emphasizes unity of his countrymen. There should be no division based on caste, creed, color, religion, or other baseless superstitions. These prejudices and superstitions should not divide the people and break their unity. Then the poet says that people should be truthful, and whatever they speak must come directly from their heart. He wants everyone to work hard and accomplish their goals. And these hard work will ultimately lead to perfection. The people should not be ignoring their works. They should not be tired of working. The poet in the next line compares reason to a clear stream and compares dead habits or superstitious belief to a dreary desert. This means that people should think logically and their thoughts must not be controlled by superstition. He wants his people to be open minded and wants them to do something unusual, overcoming the narrowness of mind. He wants their mind to be led forward to ever widening thought and action by the Almighty. In the final line, the poet addresses God as Father and asks him to awaken his countrymen into such a heaven of freedom where all these conditions meet. Well, I hope you've understood the poetry, and if there are any confusions, please let me know. I'll reply to your messages as soon as possible. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.